What is it about you? What is it about Bruce? What is it about Bruce?
Test. All right, we're on. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special episode of 5 Minutes with a Superfan, where we spend more than 5 minutes talking to a fan of the band Eggy. Today, I have with me my friend Brody. Brody, tell us about yourself, where you're from, how old you are, and stuff like that.
Right on. I'm from Binghamton, New York. I am 33 years old.
Damn. You look way older than that.
Yeah, I know. I'm not aging too well.
Not aging too well, no. And so when did you first start listening to the band?
So I started listening the day before I saw him for the first time, which is in Syracuse this year.
Oh.
I listened to one or two songs, kind of liked it. I had the day off. I was like, me and my buddy went up there, sent it. Yeah.
Wow.
Went in pretty much blind.
No kidding. And so you're a pretty new fan then.
Yeah, definitely.
No kidding.
I have seen them every opportunity I had.
Yeah.
Since then, something happened that night, really connected with me.
It always does on those first nights, doesn't it? I've seen that happen over and over again with people where I see them, before a show or whatever, and then it's their first show, and afterwards, they literally say it has changed their life. Like they can tell already that their course has been corrected somehow, and so that's really cool to hear that you felt kind of the same way. And so now, what's the most memorable show for you then in your short history?
Honestly, that first show is the one that sticks out the most. I went in not knowing what to expect. And that show in particular with like the portable air scrubber and the Tom Corn Walker, like
good ones.
It was funny in like a cool way, and also the musicianship blew me away completely, and I just had this overwhelming feeling that I was seeing something special.
That's
and
cool.
I needed to see as much of it as I could.
That's cool. And you just touched on something that always interests me, because those two songs do have kind of a tongue-in-cheek or a little bit of a less serious kind of a overtone to them, right, because of the lyrics, but then their musicianship, it's like Ricky Gervais, it's like it's a silly kind of a premise, but the jam behind it just smokes everything, right? And so do you think those are first set songs or second set songs?
That's tough. Like, as someone who is in a band and spends a lot of time curating set lists, you have to, I know that's like a very conscious decision.
Isn't it though? Yeah. And so do you feel like they have pushed the boundaries on what a first set song is versus a second set song?
100%. Because it's like, I've been a Fish guy for years and years and years. And it's like, first set is always mostly straight ahead. They might get a little deep here and there, but it's few and far between.
Right.
But yeah, that's one of the things with Eggy. Any of the songs can end up being a 15, 20 plus minute jam. Right. And that's that's the thing that excited me about Fish when I first started listening to this kind of music.
Okay.
And just the unpredictability.
Yeah. And so how do you think, how the band has been playing a lot of one set shows and stuff, right? And so as a musician yourself, do you think it's, I guess I'm not sure what the question really is. Is it harder to pick the songs when you've only got one set? In other words, you got to build that idea. Let me put it this way. When you've got a two set curation, you've got an end in mind, right? You've got like a building kind of a thing you're doing with a peak and then a downside. And if you've got to pack that into a one set soliloquy, isn't it much harder to pick the songs? Or
I would say so. I feel like you have less time. It's just, the point from A to B is much shorter.
Yeah. Right.
But I haven't seen a ton of one set Eggy shows. I caught the Brooklyn Bowl after show after Forest Hills and Fish, and then their acoustic set up in Rochester. But the pacing, it's like they've got this inherent feeling.
Right.
And it's like you can tell they're feeding off of everybody.
Yeah. Are they your favorite band?
Eggy?
Yeah.
I will say they have made themselves an extremely strong case in the past 6 months of my life.
Yeah, and you were a Fish guy before, so yeah, they're still kind of new in your spectrum of music, right? Yeah. And so besides Fish, what else do you listen to if you're gonna press play and it's not Eggy or Fish?
So I'm very big into. I listen to a lot of sad music.
Okay.
Indie rock. There's a band playing here in a couple days that I really love called Real Estate.
Okay.
Um,
Interesting name.
Yeah, there's.
Yeah. And so not too much like mainstream stuff. Like you're not going to say Mo or like
No,
you're digging deeper.
To be completely honest with you, most jam bands, quote unquote, do not do it for me. I think I resonate a lot with songwriting.
Yeah.
And that's just one of the things that Eggy has differentiated themselves
Haven't they,
from a lot of the other bands in the scene. Sometimes it feels like this song is just you got to get through the song to get to the improv.
I know. I feel that way about a few of the songs. Like, so when, I know this is his interview, not mine, but on Waiting Game, Shallow Rivers, right? Like, that was my most played song on Spotify after that for the year 2024, because I couldn't figure it out. But when I hear it, because it's just, on the album, it's a pretty compact thing, but live, I can understand it a lot better because there's room to tell that whole dramatic story, which is all in my head. I don't know what they're actually trying to say, but you know what I mean, right? Like
that's the beauty of it.
It is the beauty of it, right?
You create your own, like the songs let you create your own universe, and they mean whatever you want them to mean.
And that's, I think, one of the things that attracted me was that is missing from songwriting so much. The lyrics of the 70s and the 60s were things that you could fit whatever emotion you had. You could kind of overlay that song into it somehow, and that's been gone for so long. And these guys have brought back that. And thank you, Patrick, also, right, as one of the songwriters for them, obviously. So if you're listening, Patrick, we love you, brother. Yeah, exactly, right? Kisses to everybody out there. And so let's see, what other questions do I normally ask on the 5 Minutes with a Superfan? And so let's see, what's your favorite song? Do you have a favorite song? This is always a tough question.
It is a tough question. I really love Northern Lights. Ooh. That little double stop lick at the beginning. I love that little riff.
Okay.
The first time I heard it, I was laying in bed.
Oh.
And immediately had to get up, grab my guitar. I was like, I need to figure that out.
Okay, and so you play guitar. So what do you play? Like, what kind of guitar do you play?
I play a Telecaster.
Okay.
But it's a Treble Master Telecaster, so all the electronics are set up like a Les Paul.
Okay.
So 2 humbuckers.
Nice.
Too many knobs for me. I put everything at 10, and I don't worry about them.
Yeah. Does it have a whammy bar?
No.
Okay.
It does not. But I am a big whammy bar. I guess a spokesperson.
Okay.
I feel like they get kind of a bad rap.
Uh-huh. Well, what do you think about Jake taking the whammy bar off of his, but still being able to make it go wow, 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 wow?
I like it, but I play a Telecaster as my main guitar, but I am a jazz master guy. Okay. And on those Frank Brothers guitars, that is very much a jazz master inspired trem, which I think is the best tremolo ever created.
Nice. And so there's a place right around here called Schneider Guitars. Have you ever heard of them?
I have not.
So I just was Googling around on the maps, and they look like you should check them out if you're a local guy. Yeah. They're right around here, like right through the woods around the corner, and I guess they make some really famously classic guitars for jazz and for classic people, but that question was a dud, I guess. I was hoping you'd say, yeah, man, I've been in their shop or whatever. But and so what do you think the future holds for Eggy?
It's hard to say. In how I feel, I almost feel like I'm robbing everyone. And it's like this big secret that I'm just waiting to get out.
Yeah, man, very well
I do
said.
everything I can to try to turn people on to
Bro,
it.
fucking knuckles, man. I gotta tell you what. So, like, one of the things I always thought the same thing was, like, when I first found them, I was like, oh, man, keep secret. Like, I don't want to tell anybody about this. But then I realized after I loved them so much that, like, you want to be a crusader for the message, right? You just don't want to just preach the gospel. You want to go knocking down doors. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I'm an Eggy missionary.
Yeah. Hey, look who just walked into the shot. Fluff, dude. Have a seat, man. Sit right over here. What's going on,
There's a shot?
Fluff Master?
Oh, geez, my bad.
Yeah, no, you're in it, kid. You're in it now.
What's up?
Yo, so now it's 5 minutes with a superfan
I
plus.
saw you talking. I didn't. Should've
Yeah,
known.
yeah, no, you're on.
Should've
You're
known.
on. No, it's all good. You're not wrecking anything. So if anybody's never seen Fluff actually in person, this is what he looks like. He usually looks a little worse than this. He's presenting well today.
No pizza
you know,
sauce.
right? Well, his wife's not with him to, oh, you guys should have been there at Virginia, at West Virginia. I saw a piece of pizza do like an Evel Knievel stunt. This thing looked like a gyroscope in the middle of the air.
Came to life.
It was literally like bloop, bloop, bloop. And then he was wearing his one-of-a-kind thing with Eggy's shirt, and it didn't just land on him. It landed like sauce through the cheese, and it broke me. It broke me. I was just like, oh my God. Like, it was the most beautiful looking piece of pizza too. It was the way it went. He recovered well. I'll give it to him. I don't know that I would have, but I did bring an extra shirt in case something like that happened, and it didn't. So, but the shirt I was wearing, you wouldn't have been able to tell if I spilled pizza on it anyways.
That's a pro move.
Yeah, but so before this doesn't become Brody's 5 minutes with a super fan anymore, Brody invited my wife and I. Sissy, hey. Do realize that you're in the foreground right now? Look. Say goodbye say hello to everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, Fluff ran away. You scared him away.
But he's doing his interview. He doesn't have time to watch what his wife is doing. I know.
I'm going to edit that out.
I was gonna say, I feel like in the middle of a thing.
Right? And so, for anybody that doesn't know, Brody invited my dear wife and I down here for a little bit of a bite and a drink before the show, which I thought was very gracious. Brody is an excellent guy, and if anybody wants to say hello to him, don't be afraid. He doesn't bite, so go up to him at a show and say, hey, I know you from 5 Minutes with a Superfan. All right? Thanks, Brody, for being on the show, man.
Thank
Wicked
you,
appreciate the invite and everything, and let's walk towards the camera together. We'll walk off into the sunset in reverse. Peace out, everybody. Thanks, man.
Oh, yeah.
Good job.
I'm so sorry.